Welcome, everyone, to Roadmap. I'm Adam Howard, filling in for Ayman Moyadeen. As America's longest-running war grows longer, images of Afghanistan continue to permeate our news and pop culture. The latest entry to capture imaginations is Rock the Casbah, a comedy set in Afghanistan starring Bill Murray and our guest today. It tells the story of a washed-up rock manager as he navigates his way through a country devastated by decades of war, finding a new muse in the process. We have a clip from the movie. Let's take a look.
Hey! Richie Lands, talent manager, Van Nuys, California. Soon to be in Beverly Hills. How y'all doing, guys?
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Back at you, babe.
زي تارخانيوم د شنواري کلم مشيوم د پښتونیا تا غوي سره یا
We got all the stuff you asked for. Everything's here. It's all boxed, real nice, bows, the whole thing.
امریکایانو ووایا موږ د مایده قبول لرو.
Yes, he's cool.
Joining me now are three of the stars of Rock the Casbah, Lean Lubani, Fahim Fazli, and Samir Ali Khan. Thank you for joining us. I think my first question for you guys is just if you could each explain to me what drew you to the project initially and what made you excited about making Rock the Casbah.
Well, I remember when I got my the first script. I was in LA. I was at the Academy Award for my first film, Omar. And I got the script, and I read the script, and I fell in love with Salima. I fell in love with her courage. I fell in love that she wanted to follow her dreams, and she would do anything to get there. And on top of all that, working with Bill and with Barry Levinson was, I wanted to do that. I want to have that in my resume that I did that. So it was very important. It was wonderful, to be honest. It was a lifetime experience for me.
I was in Afghanistan with the U.S. Marine as a culture technical advisor, paying my dues for this beautiful country with Michael Moffett, John Mills, General Nicholson, Lieutenant Colonel Ron. And I got an email in Afghanistan from my manager, Richard Colonel. I said, Fahim, can you read this script and do audition? I'm saying, what are you talking about? I'm in the war zone. You want me to do audition? He said, if you have an iPhone, why don't you do it? And I read it. I fall in love. And I did a quick audition in Afghanistan Air Base, Bagram Air Base. And I sent it to them, and I fall in love with the script because I have my daughter myself, Fahim Fazli, and I've been always pro-women and children and whoever has a dream and passion. We Afghan been tortured for 30 years, war, and our women, our children never had a chance to follow their dream, which is my daughter in the movie. She followed her dream, and I let her go. And I want her. This is the opening. This is the light for our future in Afghanistan and Middle East. Let their father let their daughter follow their dreams. They should ask their daughter, "What's your dream? What's your passion? What's your hobby?" That's how it would touch me a lot. And working with Bill Murray, Open Road, Barry Levinson, all these excellent actors.
That's fair.
Well, for me, it was a dream come true. I was shooting for an action movie in Bollywood since I work in the cinema. Mm-hmm. And when I got this offer, and I was like extremely thrilled because when I saw the script and I loved it, like as an Afghan, I was like very happy and very proud that something like this is going to happen based on Afghanistan, which shows the other side of Afghanistan, which like there might be hundreds of movies made in Afghanistan. They always show the war, the bullets, the terrorists, So I felt like it's quite fun. You see emotions, you see love, you see affection. Mm-hmm. That the people have to know that I'm so thankful to the Barry Levinson and to the writer of Rock the Casbah that they're showing the other part of Afghanistan. So
that actually leads me to my next question, because one of the things that struck me the most about the movie was that the Afghan characters were much more nuanced than we're used to seeing really any characters from the Middle East portrayed. And I'm curious if you could speak a little bit more to that. What has your experience sort of typically been as actors with the kind of scripts that you're usually offered? And what does sort of Hollywood normally get wrong about the culture?
Myself, I've been like 70, 75 TV movie. Always been terrorist.
Wow.
This is my first one. I'm not a terrorist. I'm a father as a message. This movie has a message. For American or Middle Eastern, we're not terrorists.
Right.
We can. The reason I play a terrorist to survive and continue with my acting.
Right.
And I'm an actor. I can play any kind of acting. But I'm honored to be part of this movie, Rock the Casbah, working with Bill Murray, Mitch, and Barry Levinson. And Open Road helped us a lot to push this movie and to send a message in the Middle East. The father should let their daughter follow their dream. And being a typecast doesn't bother me. I'm doing my acting, I read it, and I know a lot of people don't like it. But like Al Pacino, Scarface, doesn't mean he's a drug addict.
Course,
it doesn't mean he's what do you call, all those mafia kind of type.
Right.
Just deliver your. But I'm honored to be part of this movie, to send a message all over the world, not only Middle East, American fathers or hardcore brothers, let their daughter follow their dreams. We almost smashed them. We almost put them down. Boys first, then girls later. And to me, I hope this send a message all over the world. To wake up, smell the coffee, be nice to your daughter.
Well, I think the same thing. To add in, Fahim, as an actor, we do play the characters. It doesn't matter if you play a terrorist or if you play a Taliban or if you play Obama. But when it comes to the story, what the storyline says about this movie, which is so good and so I'm affected with it because it is talking about the real Afghanistan, like the other 10%. Is the minority who are trying to spoil the other 90%, you know? And that is, as an Afghan, the way we get treated sometimes. And the people are having that kind of scary thing from the Afghans, and they do have that kind of image when you see an Afghan, or they directly ask you, do you know Osama?
Right.
Like how is it out there? Like, you know, it's very disappointing questions. Like me traveling sometimes to somewhere, as soon as they get to know, okay, I'm an Afghan citizen, though it's written in my passport, it's a VIP passport, that I'm an actor.
Right.
But still I sometimes get kind of investigated like I'm a criminal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the point is that if movies like this are happening, and I'm very, very much sure that Mr. Barry Levinson has quite research about it, and everything you see in Rock the Casbah is truly happening. You know, there are Afghan stars we have, there are people we have that they want their children to study and to go get your dreams, and you know.
So speaking of the message of the movie, and Liam, I'd love you to weigh in on this. Obviously, it's a comedy, and it's, you know, a pretty, without spoiling it, a pretty optimistic movie in terms of the way the story sort of plays out. Obviously, the character that you play is based on a real person, and that person, unfortunately, is in exile right now and had to flee. So her story didn't wind up quite as positively. But do you think it was important for this film to take something of an optimistic perspective on sort of the future of American-Middle East relationships?
Well, I remember when I was on set, I didn't know that it was based on a true story. And when I heard it was, I was, you know, fascinated by that fact. And I think this film, it shows a real optimistic ending, like you said. But for me, what I loved about that script, that it's very humanistic. I mean, it does have a political side, and it's a comedy.
Sure.
But it talks about two human beings. It doesn't matter where they come from or where they are, you know, helping each other reach what they want. You know, and the relationship between Richie and Salima is a wonderful relationship. And they put hand in hand together, and they just push each other to achieve something that they both, at the bottom of their heart, they want to achieve. So I think, you know, it did end in a more optimistic way, but you know, it's a hope in the future that might be, maybe one day will be that ending for all girls in Afghanistan.
And speaking of Afghanistan, sort of the current climate, and I'm very curious, obviously you served with the U.S. military there. I don't know if you have any perspective or feelings about President Obama's recent decision to keep U.S. troops there, or sort of past the deadlines that he had set forth in the past.
I have one message to President Obama. I respect you. You're my president. I'm Afghan American. Please do not pull out from Afghanistan. We'll be in second 9/11.
Well, I don't think I have an opinion in this.
Yeah. On a much lighter note, obviously you guys all spoke about working with Bill Murray being one of the main attractions to doing this film. I'm curious what it's like to actually perform in a scene with such a comedy icon and someone who's sort of known for being really unpredictable. I wonder what that was like and how you guys fared sharing the screen with him.
Well, for me, the whole cast was wonderful, but I mainly worked with Bill. And I remember the first scene that I did with him, which I was a little bit nervous and terrified because it's Bill Murray. And I remember that scene that we were doing, and I looked into his eyes, and there was this click between us, and that I just saw that he's such a wonderful human being, such a humble soul. And, working with him the whole month that I was in Morocco, I can't even explain. It's Bill Murray. I mean, he's a legend. He's a hilarious human being. I mean, it was wonderful.
My experience, I wrote a book, Fahim Speaks, about my life journey in Afghanistan between Marines, and my co-author, Michael Moffat. I grabbed the book. My co-author, Michael Moffat, said, give him the book. I give him the book. Guess what he says? Can we take a picture? I said, sure, with my book, Fahim Speaks. He put it in his mouth. I said, what he's doing? Is he trying to promote it or being funny? He bite my book, and he's so funny. This guy has a sense of humor. This guy has a good heart. He mean it. This movie, say for him, I'm so glad you're Afghan and a father in the movie. And he's such a great character. You feel comfortable with him. I'm working with the king of Hollywood. Come on, man. I've been blessed. I've been blessed working with him.
I didn't have much scenes with him, and what I want to say that most of the time I have played, even in Bollywood, I played the bad guys in action movies. I don't know, they always take me the bad guys, though I don't look like sometimes, but it was quite fun because when I saw Bill, he makes you comfortable very fast, and there's a sense of humor. And then even people like me who doesn't laugh like a lot of the time, when you see him, the way he works and the way he makes jokes and everything. So as an actor, I think I learned a lot from him, even not having scenes with him, but observing him on the set. How is he doing? What's he doing,
Well, this film hopefully will be a lot more exposure for all three of you, certainly to American audiences.
Exactly.
The movie's great, and you guys are all great in it, and hopefully it's going to be a big success. I know it's sort of being situated for Oscar season, so we'll see what happens. Thanks to Fahim Fazli, and Samir Ali Khan for joining me. That's it for us today. Thank you for watching. We're on every Wednesday at 10 a.m. here on Shift, and you can catch clips of our show on MSNBC.com/roadmap. We'll see you next time.